Awesome. Karen, thanks so much for jumping on. It's awesome to obviously catch up and talk about your progress. Obviously, we've been working together for a little bit, but I was just recalling that I think you came in at like $500 a month or something small in compared to obviously today's standards where you're doing almost 20K a month. We're pretty close to it now, but just wanted to obviously commend you on all your work and obviously share some experiences through what you've done to obviously help some people out. So, I mean, I'd love to just kind of start, if you can even recall, it's probably a distant memory for you now, but yeah, where were things at? Like right in the beginning when we sort of started working together, where was the business kind of at, and what's it kind of like now to reflect back on it, what you were doing?
Yeah, thanks, Will. I think it was even less than that. It was really inconsistent and it was probably $0 to $100 a month. And I had no clue whatsoever in terms of how to really run an ecom business. Like, as a consumer, you receive all these emails and you go, how do they do these things? How do they send all this email marketing and that sort of stuff? And I had no idea. So I was really flying quite blindly and just obviously started working with you and got your blueprint and um pretty much got opened up to the whole new world, or the world of ecom and how to do things in the back. So yeah, so just I guess the first couple months used the time to set everything up, and it's been running well since. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely recall what it was like, and I think for you it was just a communicating a messaging thing, I believe, right in the beginning, and then I don't think we had much budget to spend on ads or anything like that, or you weren't kind of at that stage at that point anyway because of your I guess the cutting edge nature of your product. So you did incredibly consistent work and still are doing it, which you will profess is, keys to your success even today, is just doing the Instagram hustle or building up your profiles, building your databases, and then, building blocks on top of each one. So it was a really sustainable way you went about it. And then obviously when you have had ad spend, you've been able to scale that really successfully, even just with 1 to 2 pieces of content, which just kind of popped off, which is incredible. But more, I would say, credit to the foundations that you laid even prior to that, which is, yeah, as I say, I've just been super proud and admiring you of your patience and resilience through everything, and reading the business. And now, like, you have so much experience and so much. Even we were just talking before about links between what is cause and effect that we talk about quite a lot. And
Yeah.
so it's been incredible. What do you think have been the main, what were the main things you started on in the beginning? Was it building the profiles, or what was it specifically
So
where
I
you got
think
the
the first
first
thing
little
was
boost
like
from?
we tweaked a couple things on the website and also on like Instagram in terms of what
Mm,
the business page looked like. Then it was just starting to, I remember you were saying, let's just start building your list of, you got to get to 100 people that you influences that you want to sort
mm,
of do reach out to. Um, yeah, and then started working on some of the email flows, like just the basic ones. So that was really the starting point. Updating the product pages, which didn't sort of, just was a bit messy and wasn't getting the information across a little bit. And at the same time, I think was working on like, just what the message was, or just getting really clear on, the brand and the product and who we were. Yeah, and I think it was only 3 months in after I sort of felt I'd gotten through the basics and the foundations that we kind of went, right, it's time to sort of look at ads. Yeah, and I think we started at
mm.
$10 a day. Yeah, for quite a
Yeah,
while.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think again, like what a big key for you was just like honestly, just right from the beginning was just your attitude and commitment to learning. And it's just like, yep, this stuff that I'm going to be doing hasn't been done by me, for my business. So it's just like you had that really objective view of trusting the process and then being able to obviously measure. And then you get a few little wins here and there, and you kind of see the results of your hard work. And that really compounds and builds. And like, as I say, we are just saying before, like what did you do? 80 orders the other day or something like that. Because and that's kind of normal for you now versus 8 to 10 like sort of a month right in the beginning, which is, yeah, it's insane. And obviously just talking about the next grand plans and getting obviously people to help you, which you've got a few now, but getting them probably more full time or more consistency with it and looking for spaces and things. So it's that next kind of evolution of the business, which is no more serious than when you start a business anyway, but things are bigger, the risks are bigger, the costs are bigger. And so it's those new sets of challenges. You've got incredible validation and an incredibly engaged audience right now, which is arguably the hardest thing to get. And now
Yeah.
it's just going to be stepping. And we've already seen, obviously, I think you mentioned, yeah, your first 1,000 orders was a couple of years, and then, a couple of months, the next one, and then, shorter periods of time. And so, yeah, you're going to continue to exponentially grow and come into the back end of this year as well. So
Yeah.
extremely proud of you, Karen. It's been amazing. Is there anything that you'd sort of say to people who are doing it on their own, lost and confused, overwhelmed? Is it something that you consciously did in terms of looking for help, or what was helpful for you in terms of when you felt kind of stuck or overwhelmed or just not sure?
Well, I think I was trying to do it by myself for quite a while, for
Mm,
2 years. And then I just kind of got to a point where I was like, yeah, this is not working. Like, if I want to do this seriously, I've got to get some guidance in mentoring. So it's like best investment ever. Working with yourself, Will.
mm,
And I think the other thing is for me, it's just consistency. It's always there's always the sort of tendency to try and compare yourself to others, or sort of like, oh well, why am I not going as quick as them? And that's all, it's always there, but just sort of really controlling and managing your mind and just focusing on your own path. And for me, a lot of it's linked to my own personal health journey too. So just making sure that I'm working at my pace, and if that means I go at my own success rate, and that's also fine. Yeah, so yeah, not comparing myself to anyone else. Yeah, it's really important.
I think that's massively important. Absolutely. Being able to run your own race and also delay potential gratification. And that's what I think, a big turning point, certainly for yourself, but certainly I think, which I've kind of reframed into the program, is we measure our success or our wins by what our inputs, our leading metrics, and the results and the lagging metrics take care of themselves. And we don't know if it's going to take a week, a month, a year, but it will come if we follow that process. And, you've been at it and building that momentum for a significant period of time now. And it's just so nice to see that, come to fruition.
Yeah.
It's super,
Yeah, I
super
still can't
exciting.
believe it at times, but that's all good. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. So massive congrats. It's awesome to just recognize and reflect, because obviously we're always trying to look forward and whatnot, but it's really nice to sit back and just acknowledge it. So yeah, massive well done. And obviously thanks for sharing that. I'm sure that's useful for some other people. So thank you.
Thanks, Will.
Awesome. No,